In today's video, we summit mountaintops, cross an international border, encounter language barriers, wild animals, get lost, inoperative credit cards and no Canadian currency, and more rain. Miriam and I load up the Can-Am Spyder for another Odyssey, this time to Quebec, Canada. This trip will be about 3,500 miles or 5,600 kilometers and take us through 9 states and a border crossing to our neighbors to the north. We are calling this trip North by Northeast. Today we head over to Mount Washington in the Presidential Range of New Hampshire. There are 3 ways to get to the summit. You can drive, you can hike. The Appalachian Trail does run across the top of the mountain, but we've elected to take the historic Cog Railway. Here are some interesting facts about Mount Washington. Its elevation is 6,288 feet above sea level, the tallest peak in the northeast United States. It's very windy at the top of the mountain, with hurricane-force winds being registered 110 days of the year. It holds the record for the strongest winds in the northern hemisphere at 254 miles per hour. The lowest temperature ever recorded was negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit, with the record high of only 72 degrees. The National Weather Service often sends new instrumentation to the summit of this mountain to be tested and evaluated.
Miriam, where are we, pray tell?
Well, I would say our heads are in the clouds at
Literally?
Mount Washington,
The summit of Mount Washington,
New Hampshire.
which this mountain has recorded some of the most severe sustained weather.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful day today.
Yep.
We really lucked out. It was sunny down about 3,000 feet.
Yeah.
We're at 6,388.
The summit offers a visitor center, gift shop, snack bar, along with a post office so you can get your postcard stamped at the summit of Mount Washington. Standing up at the observation deck, we watched an endless parade of Harleys, BMWs, Gullwings come up and down the road to the summit. And then I heard a very familiar sound. It was a contingent of Can-Am Spyders coming to the summit of Mount Washington. Fire in the hole. Yep. Yeah. Sunday morning.
Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I didn't realize we were right next to the fire department. I never heard them. At home, we would have heard a lot of sirens.
Yeah.
I bet they have a great July 4th celebration in this town. It's just such a cute town. I really enjoyed staying here. How about you?
It was very relaxing. I mean, how could you go wrong with the building immediately to your right was a martini bar. The building across the street was a high-end Italian restaurant.
And the
Everything I
and
needed.
the very nice bakery next door for our morning coffee and pastry. That was fantastic.
I must say it again. And how serendipitously, if I pronounce
Serendipitous.
that right, Doug, yes, our downstairs neighbors, Doug and Sandy,
They were a delight.
they're not necessarily writers, but just because we had a conversation with them, and now immediately we Paul and Trey were a lead of a bunch of Harleys.
Oh,
So when I have the opportunity, I'm going to pull over and let them go past.
okay. This is the end of Bike Week Laconia, which we accidentally stumbled into.
When we tell people we didn't know it was Bike Week, they look at us like, you're kidding, right? No.
Because we were on the Can-Am Parkway, and we're like, oh,
We rode the Cane.
we're like, oh, this is really a popular place for riders. I can't believe how many motorcycles are here. That finally, clued into, oh, it's like not only Bike Week Laconia, but their 100th anniversary, so it's a big event. And we did see some spiders participating, so that was kind of cool. It's a nice respite. It was a long rainy day yesterday, but that was okay. We enjoyed just hanging out and exploring the town a little bit, and just enjoying what North Conway had to offer. But this is a spot I definitely like to return to. It was just very, very charming, very quaint. All the amenities we needed, and the ride to the Cog Railway from our end was so pretty.
Yeah.
And the Mount Washington itself. Speaking of
To
pretty,
the National Forest,
yeah,
and we're going back through it.
yeah.
Because our destination today is Sutton, Quebec, Canada.
Yep.
We have an Airbnb reserved.
Yep.
The weather today, right now we're showing 60 on the thermometer. It's not going to get above the low 70s today.
It sure doesn't feel like 60.
No, the weather we're looking at now is a chance of light showers, clearing as we get a little further west. We're heading northwest for this lake generally, and then across the Canadian border. First time crossing the Canadian border, well no, it's actually the second time, but I was in my 20s, so I don't count that. Crossing the Canadian border in a vehicle.
My first time, the only other time we flew into Toronto, but that was 2008, that was a good while ago. I'm excited about exploring Canada just a tiny bit. Still no moose sighting. We saw lots of moose crossing signs and moose collision area signs on the way up to North Conway, but haven't seen a moose. And I read the best time is evening, like 8 p.m. until sunrise. They actually do moose tours here. You are not guaranteed sighting of a moose, but they said they had a 97% success rate.
Probably have one they have tied to a tree.
I hope not. That would be terrible. Yeah.
That, look, there's a moose.
Yeah. But anyways, there's still time for a moose sighting, so I'll hang on to hope. Well, today's June 18th, and that is the anniversary of Wolf Creek Pass. Gives you a chill just thinking about it.
Well, the weather looks like it's not going to totally cooperate, so we donned our rain gear. First time it's been out of the package in a while. We decided to stop and put on our rain jackets. Two reasons. One, it was a little chilly. The thermometer's reading 55 with this mist and low-hanging clouds. Ooh. You know, those who ride the half helmets, You know, sure, they're a lot more fun to ride in, but when you're in bad weather, like we are, the full face helmet is such a gift compared to the open face helmet. We just passed that Harley couple. Probably not the same level of comfort, but they get to experience the wind and the air a little bit better than we do. But it's a trade-off. Okay. Well, how many times in your life have you guys stopped at a rest stop, an interstate rest stop, and there was a wood-burning fireplace? That one's got one.
Yeah.
They did not have a fire going, and Miriam was so disappointed because she's
Yes.
cold.
Yeah, just a little damp. I just need to dry out a bit.
Yeah.
But it is very, very pretty spot here.
Yeah.
You take me to the prettiest parties.
Looks like we're going to go back into Vermont for a few miles. If we get a little further down the road, we're going to stop and get some gas at some point in time, maybe a cup of coffee, because we're due. Of course, I know it's going to take a little longer than that by the time we stop and get gas and get our documents out, then get it to the border and go through the border. But we're due at 12:07 according to the GPS, so I'm thinking closer to 1:30, maybe 2. We shall see.
This is how I'm going to remember Vermont, this rolling hills and green agricultural land. Clouds and cold too, but so green. The mountains in the distance.
Moose, stay alert.
We've been through so many quaint towns. They just look like, I don't know, wholesome places to live. Tell there's a lot of pride and, you know, home ownership and, you know, just the way their property is maintained, and churches with steeples, and yeah, it's just nice.
Troy, we pulled in here to get our paperwork organized. The border crossing. Which is
Canada, 1 mile.
1 mile.
I'm excited.
My first border crossing in 15 years, and my first border crossing by land since I was 30. So it's been a minute.
The sun's coming out.
Okay, and you have no fruits or vegetables, right?
No fruits and no vegetables.
All right.
I just have a cookie.
You just have a what?
A cookie.
All right. All right, camera's going to go off because I don't know if they like that or not, so let's not upset anybody. Camera's off.
May I see your license and registration, please? Oh, Americans.
Hey, I'm ready. You ready?
Bonjour, Quebec.
Hey, Miriam, we're in Canada.
It just feels good.
Like a speech bro. And just like that, we're in a place where French is the official language, and everything's in kilometers and liters and such.
Canton? de Poton. High water. Oh, it's lovely. Very lovely. Looks like an extension of Vermont, actually. Oh, the crazy Americans. What are they doing? And so maybe we shouldn't have turned at all? Okay.
So as we're adapting to trying to do the mental gymnastics of converting the speed, because I had not stopped to reconfigure the Spyder's display from miles an hour to kilometers. I wanted to do that, but haven't done it yet. We're just trying to stay on the right road. I looked down at my Garmin GPS, my Garmin Zumo, and I realized it's done the arithmetic for me. So when I see a sign that says whatever speed limit, what was the last speed limit sign, Miriam? It said 80, and as soon as we passed the 80, I saw it change to 50 miles an hour in the speed limit. So I was like, that's handy. So I don't have to change the display in the Spyder to kilometers. Well, our first minor hiccup of the trip. I'm gonna go over here and talk. Tried to find an ATM because we don't have any Canadian currency, and we want to stop and have a bite to eat. My worst fear is we go into a restaurant and the credit cards won't work either. Even though we've notified USA we were coming to Canada, so we went to an ATM machine and it could not give us any money. Miriam tried hers, I tried mine. Then we're going to try USA and see if they'll give us an explanation. So I'm not going to starve while we're in Canada. We were in luck. It was the ATM itself that was the problem, not the card. So we stopped at a gas station about a block away and got some money. So two things: we know the cards work and we have money, and so we can eat. And we're at a restaurant, and it seems like that we're able to work through the language problem. It's not really a problem. I feel better now that we know we can
Maneuver.
we maneuver. We have financial access to our money. So we stopped at this little place right around the corner from our hotel, from our Airbnb, which we'll give you a tour of momentarily. And Miriam is having a duck. How was your duck? It's with ramen?
Smoked duck soup.
Smoked duck soup?
Very fresh veggies.
I'm having a bagel with smoked salmon, capers, onions, and cream cheese. And looks like it's going to be very good.
Wanna get gone.